What up, YouTube? Is this thing on? It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
Holy smokes, do I have deja vu. Wow.
So, funny story, guys. We've been doing a show for the last 10 minutes, apparently just for ourselves, which is very strange. Accidentally, we started the show. We had a little bit of Discord until Detroit Love realized that no one had hit go live. We weren't live. So that's on me. Patrick, unfortunately, isn't here tonight. And apparently I'm this.
What an idiot. Oh, what a loser. Good.
I can't even believe that actually happened. And
I
it took
can't
the
either.
smartest of the three of us to figure it out. So,
well, Carl is an IT professional.
I'm like,
who would have thought that the giant live button just didn't get pressed?
Guys, I am super sorry. That is completely on me. Sorry for the delay, but I'm telling you right now, you missed 10 minutes of quality, informative content that there's no way we can replicate what we did while we were. No, it was so good.
We actually covered all the topics, so we just kind of came online to just say thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys next week.
It's the best show that never aired.
Yeah,
our best show ever.
So anyways, Patrick is dealing with a family issue. He won't be able to join us right away, but he will join us during the show. He's probably going to be like 20 minutes late, and you know what happens. Patrick will be like, where are we to? We got to do the whole thing over. So we'll wait till P-Dubs gets here to cover most of the stuff, and we'll just waste your time for the first 20 minutes. I've already wasted 10. Shouldn't be much longer now. Anyways, I want to say thank you so much to my co-hosts, my colleagues, my peers. First up, we got a man looking like $1 million all the time, but tonight he looks even better than $1 million. Look at that giant hat. Look at that Super Game Room Dudes classic sweatshirt available on Nostalgia's Teespring store. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Detroit Love. Carl, how the hell are you?
Man, you know I'm doing fantastic. What other way is there to be? It's Friday night. I get to hang out with you guys, get to hang out with these guys as well. I look forward to every weekend, almost every holiday as well. It's always a great time to hang out with you guys to talk some gaming, just to put the world aside and just have fun, and definitely push that button to go live.
Yeah, it's an important step. Do you know, I did a stream the other night where I started it, and the first 5 minutes there was no volume, there was no talking.
You set your mic off?
Yeah, I pressed the mute button on my mic by accident, didn't realize. So there was just no sound for the first 5 minutes. It's been a banner week for Michael B. Banner week.
Apparently there was no reading, because you would have probably saw the people's comments.
Well, there's a delay, right? So it took a while for someone to say there's no sound, and I was like, oh. And the worst thing is, you know what I was doing when the volume was off? Telling everybody how good my new mic was. Anyways, on top of Carl, Detroit Love, we have a Canadian icon. We have a national treasure. We have the man, the myth, the legend. I said that for Carl, too. I'm repeating myself already. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, the person I would most like to be stuck in a cave with during a snowstorm, because he would keep me so warm and fuzzy with his woolly exterior. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Nostalgia. Nostalgia, how the hell are you?
I'm doing well. What is going on, everyone? It's me. It's Nostalgia. So, sorry, Mike, had to steal that one a second time tonight because you botched the first intro. But that's it.
Well, I always say the same thing with my wife, too. I'm like, let me do it again. I promise it'll be better this time.
And in
we'll go the full hour this time, I promise.
In both cases, don't forget that maple syrup would make it the event much better.
So, like I told you guys before, but I haven't told these guys, I finally have some virtual reality cred now. I finished my first game in the virtual reality world.
No kid, Mike, should I act surprised? Oh my gosh, what game was it this time, Mike?
I finally beat Batman Arkham Shadow. I was pretty close to beating it last night, but my battery died, so I finished the last, 10 10 minutes of it today, watch the credits roll. So Batman Arkham Shadow, incredible. No spoilers, but love the story, love how they implemented the core dynamics of the Batman Arkham series into the world of VR. Nothing felt like it was just like a dumb gimmick. It was so good.
I have not beat that game yet. I've gotten like maybe 30 minutes of playtime on that game, and it's my favorite VR game that I've played so far.
Well, it's Batman. I've heard a rumor that you're partially fond of Batman, Ristal.
I actually don't like Batman. I'm much more of a Spider-Man guy, personally.
Right.
So, yeah. As you can see with my my Batman display behind us. I figured you would appreciate this, Mike, since you were the one who recommended that I only play console games on my home arcade machines. So
that is correct. That is definitely something I would have done.
I was asking for advice, and you were like, you know what, Steve? Forget adding arcade games. You don't need them. What you really need is a way to play Super Nintendo on your arcade. Yeah. So that's what we went with, and that's where we are today.
Now, Carl, you haven't played Arkham Shadow yet because you're still rocking the Quest 2, right?
Yes, I am. I'm you guys talked me into buying this golf game, and I hadn't seen you guys on the course yet, but I expect to one of these days. But I've been since last week. I've been on the golf course, having a ball, literally, and been enjoying. I played the putt with a few of the guys as well, but that's been getting the most of my time in VR.
Yeah, walkabout mini golf is fun. The only problem is I get such limited time to like get in and try to play these other games. And then a notice comes up. It's like, hey, do you have 5 hours to play a game of mini golf with 8 other guys? And I'm like, oh, sure.
Yep.
It's fun, but at the same time, it's hard, right?
Time consuming when you got a lot of people, for sure.
And no, Carl, you might, especially since you like the golf game so much, you might want to consider going with the Quest 3 to get the better visuals, to get the more processing power, and to get those beautiful pancake lenses.
Yeah, the pancake lenses make such a big difference. Like, I have both the PlayStation VR 2 and the Quest 3, and I gravitate towards my Quest 3 more than my PlayStation VR 2, even though the PlayStation VR 2 is super more powerful. Games look all better on it, but it's so easy with those pancake lenses to find the sweet spot, to get the good visuals and stuff like that. Plus, I mean, like, if you're out somewhere and you're playing on a Quest 2 compared to playing on a Quest 3, people are going to be like, oh man, I don't want to sleep with him. But then they see the Quest 3, they're going to be like, I would totally dig him down. So you got to get a Quest 3.
That's true. Carl, have you played NFL Pro Era?
I have played it.
That game.
1, 2 I haven't been able to play. But I did play 1, the first version.
So you have not played 2.
That's correct.
Yeah,
I think 2 has multiplayer, right? I don't think NFL Pro Era 1 had multiplayer. Maybe it did. I never played.
I had Era 1 on the bootleg, but the 2 didn't work on the bootleg. So
on the bootleg.
Nice.
How do I make the names come up again? Show display names. Here we go. Patrick hates this, but I'm going to bring it up because someone asked me. I am Michael VR. So my name has been Michael VR for a while. I'll just tell you the truth. People like to say like all kinds of stuff like, oh, fake gamers and stuff like that. I just like doing little things to poke them because I like fucking with them. I can't help myself. Nostalgia knows.
I do. I know all too well, actually. Yeah.
Anyways, because Patrick isn't here, this is one of the hardest things on the show. We like to give a shout out to the people that, join in and do nice things for us, come here every week. One person, I'm going to say this early, thank you very much, Stock Jock, gifted 10 Super Game Room Dudes memberships. One of the most generous and nicest guys in the community. Thank you very much, Stock Jock. But because Patrick is here, there's only one person in this group that has the absolute, personality, the enthusiasm, the charismaticness to actually talk to the viewers, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, Nostalgia. Why don't you shout out our viewers? You don't got to bring anybody up. Just say hello to the people we have here in the chat.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and say hello to Pete G. Welcome to the show. John J. Rebel. Retro Arcade Trooper. Then we've got Stock Jock. Bill's Retro Gaming Show is here too. Jim the Pacers fan. The Fist of Love. Paul Mindeman is here. John J. I think I just said that. Who else do we have? We've got Mike Hawkhurts. He's definitely here, but mine doesn't. We've got Hasso. We've got Jason Little Alien is here.
Best moderator in the business.
I'm seeing Adam Kelb is here. We've got C Marvel 360. We've got Billy Woods Mods. Who else do we have sitting in here? We got Zero Cool, J Rod, JR. We got Meatball Saucy. We got Matt Astra Gaming. We got James Hates Everything. I hope
who doesn't
not
really hate
everything. That's right. We got Gregory here. We've got, I think I pretty much said all the names so far. We've got Fret Burner _89. We've got Calvin Wong. Who else? We've got Thor KC. I think Cammy was here. I saw Cammy's name earlier.
She was here for the first showing that didn't go
That's
live.
right. Yeah, that's exactly right. We've got Ando Gamer. We've got Michael Wayne. And how about a couple more? We've got David H. and MG. Oh, also, we can't forget to mention Biggie D's Arcade, since he is the top dog in the home arcade space.
All right.
There you go. Is that enough? Are we good now?
That's pretty good. Thank you very much.
Brandon Baker as well. He just commented. Also, Gumby 4877. Mike, you got to keep going, or I'm going to just keep going on with these lists.
No, Carl lost his voice. I'm trying to let him speak.
We cannot hear anything you're saying, Carl.
He muted himself, and then he unmuted himself.
Interestingly, you look just as good as you did 10 minutes ago, though.
Yeah.
So
How about that?
Yeah, you
That's
sound good
better.
now. We can hear you.
that's better.
How about that? That any better? That's better.
Well, I mean, we can hear you, but it's not like your normal deep baritone voice that we're used to.
You know, they're messing with my.
There you
That's
go.
better.
Yeah.
There. That's better.
Yeah.
That is much better.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
Yes, you sound good now. All right, so we got a lot to cover tonight, so let's get right into it. Where do you guys want to start? Obviously, I sent out a bunch of stuff that for our topics tonight. P-Dubs took a look at it, but he couldn't be here, unfortunately. Nostalgia definitely didn't pay attention to anything I sent out.
I
or
totally
anything that
did. I
happened
have
during the
no.
week.
I don't even know what's on our thumbnail. I'm going in blind, boys. We're
Go
doing
ahead,
this.
fine. What about you,
I just-
Carl? Why don't
Well,
you
we can start
us
off with we're going to start a new segment.
Yeah.
Called You on the Web. And so every show I always end and say, until next time, I'll see you on the web. So we're starting a new segment where I spotlight on one of the members of our community. And so that's what I'm gonna do right now. So today our featured community member is Brendan Arvazu. And so Brendan, he recently, Mike, if you want to pull up the link I share while I'm talking here, Brendan recently scored an open box deluxe Street Fighter from Walmart for about $340, and he didn't stop there. He used his creativity and the sources, the resources that we have in this community, and he modded it and made it his own masterpiece. So he added a 4.5-inch furniture legs to it to give it some height. He extended his joysticks, and he also added a 2-player X-Arcade coin door to it. So you know, he said that growing up, he just loved the sound of putting those coins in, and
What
just
are you
that
doing,
sound
Mike?
that we get right when you put those credits in. And so he modified it. So you see it here. Now this cabinet comes with a faux coin door, but he switched out. If you want to click on the pictures there, and you can just cycle through those. And so he put the real coin door on. He said it was very simple to do. He watched about 10 videos, including one of my videos on how to install this thing. And for people who don't know, a coin door is just a button, right? So it's no harder to set up than adding a button to your cabinet. So it's really very simple to do. And so he installed this thing. So hats off to Brendan for this incredible mod. And he is really enjoying this cabinet. Got it for a steal at Walmart. And so for the rest of you guys, if you have something out there and you're sharing it in the groups that's out here, I just may find your post and feature you on the next episode of You on the Web. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yes, I asked several questions of Carl about this, Brendan. I said, is he a person that watches the show? And Carl's like, Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Man.
He's literally
in the
never even
community.
heard of us.
Yeah, he's in the community, and so I'm a spotlight. 'Cause,
what
we're all in,
community? What
we're
community?
all in the same groups, right? We're in all these.
Oh,
different
I
groups.
don't know this, Brendan. I don't want to
Yeah, you don't
associate
know
with him.
Now you do.
He
And
might
now
be
you
into
get to
stuff
see-
we're not, like his opinions and views might not align with my opinions and views. You've
and-
opened us up to criticism now, Carl.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about
Yeah.
community. It's all about we take for granted that we have all of these cabinets behind us, and most people, for them to get that one cabinet that they love and enjoy and to make it their own special version, man, that's the coolest thing, to have that. We all started off that way. So again, I'll highlight people because I'm not like you guys. I don't hang out there, but it's always a post each week that catches my attention out there, and I'll just start featuring at least one on every show.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to be featured in Detroit Love's segment going forward, do what was his name again? Brendan did. All you have to do is do something Detroit Love is interested in, and then mention his name and say he was your inspiration, and maybe you too could be featured on the web.
Just
so
tag Carl on anything and everything you post.
Yeah, just
No, and he didn't mention me, and because I noticed it. When I looked at his pictures there, I'm like, that's exactly where I show how people to do it on the web. So I said, hey, did you watch my video? He said, yeah, I watched about 10 videos, including yours. And he was because when you've never done anything, it's you have that fear, right? Like, can I do this? And that's the beauty of these things, to be able to have these videos out here on YouTube where you can just watch as many times it takes for you to get the courage to try it. And as Brendan found out, it's not that difficult to do. So if it catches my eye, I'll mention it.
Yeah, I liked when we did Game of the Week and stuff too, but Patrick is a bit of a stick in the mud, and he put an end to that. He was like, I don't want to do that. I love the idea because it's like a book club, right? Like, it's just a fun idea. We all like play the same game, do some fun stuff. It's just sometimes like the games that we picked, not exactly for everybody, and then they make you feel like a piece of shit because you didn't want to play their shitty game.
Well, the problem was when we picked anything that wasn't an arcade game, people lost their minds.
Yes.
So, anything that wasn't an arcade title.
You mean on the show where we mainly talk about arcades, where everybody was picking arcade games and you picked a console game, you're like, I don't understand the response.
I picked a PC game, I think, didn't I?
Oh yeah, it was like Binding of Isaac or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like arcade style. You could play that literally.
You
like, double
fucking
joystick
ruined the
that.
segment. You killed the segment.
Well, you know what? Don't ask me for input then. I am a console guy in and out. I like arcades. They're cool, but bro, my bread and butter has always been consoles. You know that.
Oh, I listen, man. I extended a huge olive branch, a bridge to bring you back to the arcade world this week. I fixed the reason Nostalgia got out of arcade gaming this week. I had David McIntosh on my show Monday night, Iconic Arcade, and we covered the fact that you think David McIntosh hates you.
Well, he does.
He doesn't hate you.
No, I can prove it.
How can you prove it?
He said his people would be in touch, and they have not.
Maybe he doesn't have people yet.
I'm just saying. Well, then he's the people.
No. He said reach out to him. So, anyways, he's got a. I'll send you his email in case
There's
you
that
haven't.
weird game that you suggested. I haven't seen that thing since.
Man,
I
that
tried
game
to play
is
it.
so
Like,
good. It's
That
so
game was
fun.
weird.
It's such a good game.
That was weird.
Nostalgia was also in control of the games that were coming to the iArcade, and that's why that company went out of business too.
Yeah. I made some bad choices there. I'm glad I sold that to Jong before it went under.
Yeah, let's play some Battlezone for sure, Jim.
All right, I think the best place for us to start out after Detroit Love's segment is talking about the update to the Alice Goes to Wonderland pinball machine. Now, Carl, I know you're a little bit wary about jumping in on another Kickstarter, especially with the guys from Think Up, Jerry, who's involved in this project, but they actually did a production update this week. Peter used to work from New Wave Toys, did the video. Really loud background music on this video. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was just watching it and I was like, man, oh man, I wish you would turn down that background music.
Well,
but,
they didn't tell you? They were at a rave.
Oh, that's what it was.
They were just at a rave. It's not a big deal, Mike.
Yeah, let me get the video up and we can take a look at this. But they actually did a production update on the machine and they showed the first gameplay on the machine. And I got to say, I was pretty impressed. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I had a lot of questions after first seeing the design and saying, oh, that doesn't look that impressive, that were actually answered in this video. So very excited to share this with you. Did either of you guys get a chance to look at it yet? Definitely not.
No, not at all.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
1 second, guys. I just gotta get it up. That's
Anytime now. It's not like we need to come to the show prepared or anything like that. No, people enjoy watching us fumble. It's good.
You son of a bitch.
What this is like the fight in the middle of a hockey game. This is what people come here for.
Yeah. So, guys, this is the video they shared. Like, I've got to say, a lot of people pointed out the replicades in the background. Obviously, Peter did work for New Wave Toys, and some Eagle Eye viewers.
Did he disclose that?
No, Nostalgia. He didn't disclose that he previously worked for him.
Didn't give out that disclosure.
He's got a Glenn's Build-A-Cade Donkey Kong, it looks like there. So, there we go. Anyways, we're going to skip ahead because he actually does show off the machine after doing a little bit of talking. So he showed off the backlash art that we've already seen that was unveiled in the Kickstarter.
That actually looks nice. Like, I think they changed the colors, right? From the last image that we saw?
Yeah, I think they brightened it up a little
brighter,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah. Alice looks less drugged. So here's the big moment of truth. There's their office, and this is the updated machine. There's still no art on the machine itself. We have seen what the rest of the back box is going to look like, the side panels and the back box, but we don't know about the main body art yet. But there's the machine, the same prototype. That was at the Pinball Expo, and there's a look at the updated playfield. We get a look at some more of the 3D printed characters or 3D model characters they have in there, as well as a better look at the back glass. She looks a little bit more drugged out there. It doesn't look as good as the picture he just showed.
It could just be maybe there's no lights on in the back glass right now.
Yeah, that might be a big part of it. But this is not the exciting part. They showed a little bit of a better look at the screen itself. And there you can see the caterpillar there smoking from his hookah on top of.
Check it out. It's not even 3D printed, dude.
No, it looks good.
No,
and I love
well
what they did with the ramp here with the cards going up. Like, I was wondering how that would look, and that aesthetic actually looks really great. One of the things I was concerned about is when I first saw the castle, I was like, oh, that looks like garbage. But he did say that it hasn't been decoed yet, so the decorations haven't been included. A couple touches of color, and then, of course, the Queen of Hearts is going to be right there. They've got some pin-up pictures, which is pretty familiar with pinball. Like, a lot of times on the pro machines, they go with these cutout images or standees instead of actual figures, so that's not too uncommon. There's your spinner right there on the ramp. Yeah, I gotta say, seeing this and even the fact that this has art blades inside it for under $1,000. That's not an add-on. Like, there's a lot of what you would say nostalgia value there.
Ooh, hold on, that's definitely lit up. It's a little washed out.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it's the newest art. I think that's the old art that they had on this.
Understood.
Yeah. But here is actual gameplay, and you can see for yourself. It actually looks good. Like, I've heard from some naysayers, like even Pitbull, who hates everything that's not real. And he said, you know what, this is actually pretty interesting. Like, it definitely, again, you don't know until you play it, but definitely looks better than Zizzle quality.
Yeah, that ball's moving around pretty quick too. I don't know.
Yeah, they recorded in with a higher resolution.
That's right. Yeah, this is just sped up footage.
2X gaming.
I don't think it's sped up.
No, this is the real deal. It's not sped up at all. That's just a ball moving around that way. One thing he did mention on things they would have to improve, like I'm noticing, like he's really struggling to hit any ramp shots there. So they said they were going to make the ramp entrances a little wider. This is one of the hard things. Like when you have a game with tight ramps, kind of like TMNT Stern has tight ramps and is a drain monster. Like it can affect the way that the game looks like.
Well, plus you're dealing with such like the travel that ball can go is far less than a normal machine. So having narrow ramps is going to be like exponentially harder.
Oh yeah, and the ball is a little bit smaller, so that does account for the distance and difference in size.
I didn't realize that the ball was going to be smaller.
It's slightly smaller. It's not a traditional sized pinball.
Is it the same weight at least?
No, a little bit lighter.
A little bit lighter. Okay, maybe that's why it looks like it's zooming around so quickly.
Yeah. Now, he did say you'll see some interaction with the code there. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about there because I didn't really see any interaction with the code. I don't know if he knows what that means. But he did mention that in the preview, and I couldn't really see it.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about there. I'm not sure.
Interaction with the code is usually like the videos playing in the background, certain modes hitting at certain times.
Well, I was going to say, like, you would see like a light show or something like that, right? Like,
yeah, the only thing I saw was he put it up the ramp and something happened. So maybe that's what he's talking about.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll have to watch the whole video to
I'm going to be
whole commentary.
I'm going to be genuinely surprised if this really is under $1,000, because this looks really impressive for under $1,000.
Right? So I wrote on it and I said, this answered a lot of questions, because I did have a lot of questions about, especially the art, because I was concerned that, one of the ways they were going to make it cheap was they were going to have a lot of 3D printed characters in there, kind of like what American Pinball did with Galactic Tank Force thing that pops up. It's just a really crude 3D printed character, but yeah, they're decoing them all. I mean, this looks pretty high end for what it is. So I wrote a comment and I was like, this actually answers a lot of my questions. Looks really good. So happy for the team. And he wrote back and he was like, we're happy too. Thanks for commenting. And the best part is we confirmed we're going to be able to get this out the door for under $1,000.
Does he have like a minimum quantity he has to sell in order to get that pricing?
I have no idea. I didn't cover that with him. I haven't really been talking back and forth.
Such a great investigative journalist, Mike.
I'm not an investigative journalist. I'm an asshole.
Okay, that's fair. I can appreciate that.
Carl, what do you think, my man?
Oh, I'm impressed with what I see. I mean, like I said, a pinball table can be very frustrating if you spend a lot of time between the bumper and the ramps and not being able to get into the ramps, right? You know what I mean? And have it constantly drain. So hopefully they can fix that. If the ball is lighter and smaller and you have issues getting up that ramp, that's going to be an issue. But again, it's prototype. They're working on it. You got to get it made to be able to see how it's going to play. Obviously, with pinball, it's got to have good objectives, right? Goals that you want to achieve for it to be fun. For me, a good pinball is going to have great objectives that's achievable, that's understandable, right? You got to know what those objectives are and be able to reach them, and good music. So I'm going to be curious as to what the music is, because of all the tables that I really enjoy, they have that combination: great objectives, great gameplay, and great music. So
they could do so much with the musical score for an Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, they can have a lot of fun with that.
They could go trippy, they could go exciting, they could go really fast paced. They could do so many things that I think would be like amazing. I'm curious to see what they do on the audio side.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for the development of this, and I'm hoping they have some great success and there's some great interest, because pinball is some fun, but it's costly. So to be able to have an affordable option for people in the home arcade market, man, that would be fantastic, man. And they would definitely move if that thing is remotely fun. Obviously at that price set, that they'll definitely be able to move those things.
Yeah, I was going to say what I would hope, if the price point is legitimate. Mike, I know you said he's confirmed it, but let's just go the distance here and assume 100% price is going to be under $1,000. I genuinely hope he sells twice as many as he was aiming to sell, and I hope that he then continues on with some additional tables, maybe some different IP, do another maybe lower cost IP, and then on your third one invest some more, get something more like notable, something with brand recognition, and then
like Batman.
Batman would be pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but which Batman?
Oh, that's a good question, Mike. I think it's a toss-up. I think you either have to go Keaton or you would go Christian Bale. I think those are your only two options right now.
Batman animated series. That's what I do.
Oh, that would be so good, but that's
Right?
not what I was thinking.
Fucking right.
A Batman animated, because they just revamped the animated series, right?
Yeah.
So that would be boss, absolutely boss. But I don't know if that would really appeal to like the older gamer, right? Like the animated series is from the early 90s.
Yeah, but
Like, what is
I
it,
don't really care
93,
about
94?
anybody else. I only care about what I'm
That's
nostalgic
fair.
for.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. No, I think Keaton or Christian Bale. Those are going to be your two Batmans that you got to go with.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat is saying, "What about Batman '66?"
Stern already did it, right? Like that's the thing. Like I had a long conversation with the guys at Pinball Expo, and Nostalgia, your game plan was very much along the lines of what they were talking about too. They wanted to get this out the door, see how reception went, and then there is a lot of IP out there that is up. Like they could do a Popeye one next, right? Because Popeye just became what is it? What's the name for it? Domain? Public domain.
Public domain.
So they could do a Popeye one next, and then after that, they want to get to the licensing. Yeah, technically, yeah,
they could do Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
I would love to see, and maybe I'm way off base, but a Batman Begins with Scarecrow as like the main villain on a pinball machine. I think you could do quite a bit with that.
Our age gap sometimes bothers me so much.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Batman Begins.
That was what are you talking about? That was excellent. That was an excellent movie.
Scarecrow wasn't even the main villain of that movie.
I know, but he was in it for a few scenes anyways. You got to make it true to the source material, Mike. Jeez.
Oh, it was a great movie, but I just think it's so awkward going back and doing that now. As much as I love Keaton Batman, it has to be at the right time because we're so ensconced right now in this new The Batman series, like with the sequel coming up for that, like to do anything that's not that, that's not Robert like, Pattinson. The comic or, something of out there is going to be received so weirdly. Like, can you imagine they did a Batman game now and they were going to like, yeah, it's all based on Val Kilmer and Batman Forever. You'd be like,
that would be really weird. You're right. You're right. I you know what? Scratch any, I think we got to go with either a comic, or that Batman, or we go comics. I think you go comics or something like that. That would be pretty good.
Anyways, it's impossible to say if this is going to be good or not. I can never say that without actually getting my hands on it and playing it myself. The only concerns I had with gameplay was a lot of his shots were going straight up the middle. Like it seemed really hard to put the shots to the side, or maybe he wasn't going for that for up the ramps. But other than that, like the gameplay looked good. Like the table itself is really coming together, looks really good. I think they got a lot of potential here. I really hope it comes together, and I'm happy for them. And it was so nice to hear all these people that were so determined to say this will never work start to change their opinions. That's the real telling testament of the gameplay example, was to be able to turn people's opinions around.
Yeah, and the problem with gameplay from someone who may not even be good at pinball, right? We don't know his skill level. He may just not even know how to get up a ramp, period, because he may not have good pinball skills. So it'd be interesting. Things like this, like I said, once it gets into the community and you start getting people reviewing them that actually play pinball and have skills and stuff, then obviously that would be a totally different table compared to someone that don't know how to play pinball as well. So we won't really know until this gets into the hands.
Yeah, it's hard where it's a Kickstarter because they're going to have to go do some different events, get it out there and get in people's hands, really to get people expertise. Because with a Kickstarter, especially at $1,000 price point, and it being pinball, most people are going to want to test it before they're willing to fork down that cash. Really quickly, Darren Kane, like, that's too dark. What are you going to do? Shoot Barbara in the spine multi-ball?
No, there's so many other things in that comic that you could play with. That could be one of the best Batman comics that have ever been written.
It is the best Batman comic of all time. It's just some of the material seems a little dark for Family Matter.
It is, but it was fine. It was fine. It was just a little flesh wound. It's fine.
Yeah. What if someone turns out the flashlight?
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
man.
Mostly fine. Anyways, huge announcement from Wonderland Amusements about the Alice Goes to Wonderland pinball. Very impressed with what I saw. I think, so far so good. We'll keep our eye on what they're doing. Great to hear that they're still on target. I know that was a big issue, and one of the things we brought up, Carl, and you're the main source of this, was if they're going to be doing a Kickstarter, are they going to be actually able to hit this on the right price point? Because we know about the shuffle golf fiasco where they were like, yeah, we're going to sell this for this price. And they were like, well, whole thing's gone off now because we were way off on our estimates.
Yeah, that was just so weird the way they handled that. And two, we saw the product there as well. So seeing the product even now still doesn't give me a boost of confidence, with this group, just because they pulled that. I mean, they had the product, it was working, they had it, they talked about it, they met their goal, and then they just ghosted us, but they didn't take our money, so that's the good thing.
Yeah.
So that's the only saving grace, is that they didn't collect the money and then ghost everybody. But that's just weird, because I would have been willing to pay a little more to get that game, but wasn't even given the option. So it'd be different to say, oh, it's going to cost this price now, and people said, oh, I'm no longer interested. It just wasn't an option, which seems like the whole story hasn't been told, right?
Yeah.
Because
would you be happy? Would you be happy if this was one of the stretch goals? You get shuffle golf as a stretch goal for the Alex Goes to Wonderland pinball.
That would be a motivator for sure.
Carl, that ship has sailed, my friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, hopefully someone else picked up on the idea and brings it to life.
Mike, since you've been like just slamming this guy with questions over and over again, did you ask him, or do you know? Perhaps you just know, since you're such a smart guy. Obviously, you said the ball is scaled down a tiny bit, a little bit lighter. Are the mechanics, like the bumpers and the flippers, are they normal size, or are they all like everything scaled down?
No, the ball's scaled down to equate to the size of the pinball machine, and they're still working on that. They said during that video that they put out that there were some concerns about the pop bumpers and about the solenoids that are going to be in the machine, and they were like, they ended up being too powerful, so we got to scale them back a little bit. So I think the goal is they're modifying everything to make it small, and where the cost savings come in, like, because people can't figure out in their heads like how they're doing this and how it's going to be good. They're like, there's no way it can be good. But what they're doing is the same model they did with Arcade 1-Up. Most of these guys come from Arcade 1-Up. So they're taking all these pinball parts that are usually made in the US and are actually pretty pricey, and figuring out a way to mass produce them in China, and then, make their own versions for the machine, which is going to, reduce the cost amazingly, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would say mass produced, but I understand what you're saying. But then I guess that leads to like potential issues with maintenance, right? Like everyone who has ever owned a pinball machine knows that something breaks at some point. Things break
sometimes as soon as you get it.
Right. Things break. And if it's not under warranty and you don't have a technician out, are you going to be able to get the parts that you need? And if this is specialty parts that they're doing in small batch production runs specifically for their units, like what happens 5 years from now if something breaks? Like, are you even going to be able to get the parts?
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's so many unknowns here. It's so hard to just say, yes, go do it.
Well, it's a throwaway machine, right? $1,000. If it breaks, it's just on the curb the next weekend.
I don't think I make as much money as you.
I was joking.
Anyway, shifting gears, a little bit more pinball coverage now. I don't know if you guys saw this, but one virtual pinball company that have been kind of stagnant for a while with nothing new going on made a bit of a splash this past week, and that is Zaccaria Pinball, otherwise known as Magic Pixel. Big partnership with AtGames, as most of us know. They actually did an update to their Steam games for Zaccaria, and they've got a new table out. They're going to be doing new tables for some of their classic ones. Most of us have been following the AtGames stuff, already knew this. But let me just bring this up on screen, show you guys. A lot of people have already covered it, but Zaccaria Pinball Black Belt Deluxe Pinball Table.
Let's see it, Mike. Come on.
I'm showing it. I'm showing it.
There's no video?
I don't think there is any
video. Just a slideshow of photos?
Yeah, I'm not going to buy this. Hold on. Yeah, it's just a slideshow of photos, a couple photos.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You got to see it play, though. You got to see it play. That's okay.
I
mean,
can't offer you anything more than this.
And is this is on the ALP?
No, this is on Steam.
This is only on Steam.
It's only on
not
Steam
available
now,
on...
but the new games are coming to the ALP. Like, there's only one new game coming to the ALP 4K this month and HD, and that's the new Zaccaria Deluxe game. So we're getting a lot of new Zaccaria Deluxe games in the next little while. Looks like they're coming to Steam as well.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, if you like their games, I mean, they do play reasonably well. So they're just fun games to add to the list. How much are they charging for this?
Oh, where's the price for it? $3.50.
Oh, Canadian too. It's like 50 cents. It's like 50 cents US. Yeah, I mean, if you like pinball, then yeah, for what, a nickel, you can totally enjoy this.
Yeah, so another thing that's happening is they also did art updates on a lot of the other tables, and that's questionable for some people. I haven't looked into it too much yet. There's been some speculation online that some of the art may have been modified using AI, and this is where it gets dicey, because AI and the video game design world are two topics that really don't intermingle well, because there's already so many people upset about layoffs within companies and the upcoming challenges of AI taking over like the game design world, that companies embracing that can be viewed as kind of negatively. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Carl, you want to? I got many things to say on this. So,
Yeah,
Carl, if you want to.
I mean, AI is a unavoidable, resource that's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. But we just have to be able to use it responsibly, right? And so that's going to be the challenge for a lot of areas. Not just gaming, workplace, school, right? All these areas where AI is being utilized at. So it's definitely going to shape the future. Companies are going to have to take advantage of these resources one way or the other. It's unavoidable that it's going to be used somewhere. It's just a matter of how and when.
Yeah, I was pretty much going to say the exact same thing. AI is here. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to get deeper and more embedded into our ecosystem of technology, of career paths, of everything. You either get on the ship now or you're going to miss the boat altogether. And I think it sucks, because the reality is AI very easily could replace a significant number of industries. Not like you're talking in the video game world. Sure, we can do like photo generation and 3D modeling and stuff through AI, but like even the coding is probably going to go quicker than the artwork and the design style and the storyboarding of these games. So like it's coming, and it's going to be here. And if one company chooses not to and another one does, the company that does is going to have massive cost savings, and they're going to move forward at a quicker pace, and they're just going to outpace anyone who's not. So the reality is everybody's going to get integrated with AI in one way or another. So it's it'll be interesting to see what the future of video game development looks like with AI.
Okay, so
what was the name of that packet, that packet or pack game pack?
Black Belt Deluxe DLC.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So Meatball Saucy brings this up, that it might have been a cost-saving measure because they removed the license artwork that many people bought. Magic Pixel chose to end the license and replace the art with this art, AI or not. Now, I have a big problem with that. Most of the stuff I don't really give a shit about. I mean, change the art, whatever. They're all, video gamey pinball stuff. Most of them are, except they're not. A lot of these are based on real Italian pinball machines. So I do have a problem with that if they've changed anything with the original machines. That's something that if you got 20 minutes, Mike will tell you, I prefer the original art over whatever the fuck creation you want to come up with.
That's completely different than what you've been saying for the last 4 years on our show, though.
I know.
So maybe you should learn to have some consistency in your storytelling, Mike.
Yeah, I think so. And no integrity, this guy. No integrity.
Zero. And super unprofessional.
Super unprofessional.
And Mike, just so you know, the the U.S. prices for those tables. So they have three separate. They're separate. They have the black belt American is $199. Then they have the deluxe, which is $269, and then they have the black belt 2018, which is $299. So they're also separately, not as a pack.
Okay, so this makes me feel a lot more comfortable. MNT says it's only the ones that Zaccaria, changed, did a retro, remake, and deluxe. So the original tables are still the original tables. So I don't care. I got no issue with this.
No issue at all. Now you're flip flopping again. My goodness, Mike.
I know. No integrity. No integrity.
Well, that's that. Sweet new table from Zaccaria. All right.
Well, I'm excited though, because one thing that's good about this is we're getting new pinball. I mean, no one really had this. What do you call it? New Zaccaria Deluxe tables on their bingo card for this year before AtGames announced it. So I'm excited. I'll never complain about more pinball. There's no issue there.
Except when you complain about more pinball, and then that happens once in a while. So I guess.
I thought Porta Dream says awkward silence. You never know when Carl's going to do something and embrace us with some words of wisdom. I thought he was on to something. I was giving him his moment. I'm sorry.
Man, this is crazy. Zaccaria has a platinum pack on Steam, which is $120. Look like it's all in their pinball. That's crazy. $120. Look how you guys got quite a deal on the ALP.
I will be honest with you. I have never even considered buying any of the Zaccaria stuff on Steam. Like Zen, absolutely. But by the time I even was made aware of the Zaccaria stuff, it was already on AtGames. And if I'm going to play it, I would rather play it on that. I like playing the new Zen stuff on the PC because it's not available on the AtGames. But once it's on a pinball machine, I'm like, I'm good, bro.
Yeah. I don't buy any pinball on Steam. Zero. I have
really?
No interest. I've got no interest in playing pinball on a PC. Zero interest.
I buy the Zen package and I play on my modded Toy Shock. So that's a PC.
Yeah,
that's not what I mean.
Right, I'm playing in the cabinet mode.
That's right.
Yeah. And I don't know that Zaccaria allows the cabinet mode. I'm not aware of that. But at least with Zen, you can play it in cabinet mode, which is obviously the best way to play it.
Yeah, see, Mike knows if I'm going to play pinball on anything that's not an actual machine, I'm pulling out the old Game Boy, I'm popping in my Pokemon pinball cartridge, and I'm going to just pinball it all night, trying to catch them all. You know, Mike.
You ignorant slut. You know, if you're going to play pinball on a console, you gots to be playing either Sonic Spinball or Devil's Crush on the TurboGrafx 16.
Pokemon Pinball has the most realistic physics that any pinball game has ever made by any company, and nobody's even come close. The physics in that game are just top tier. It's like you're playing a real pinball machine when you're playing Pokemon Pinball on an original Game Boy Color. It's incredible. What's that? What is that? What was that old school cadet pinball? For like Windows. What was that game called? There was a pinball game. Everybody played it in the 90s.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat's going to mention it. That game. That's true. That was a game that I would play on PC. That was a fun game.
Anyways, enough about that nonsense. Let's talk about something that was very exciting. So this past week, Xbox, who haven't been the pinnacle of excitement for a long time now. Like, they went out, they acquired a bunch of studios and kind of really haven't done anything super exciting with them. Like, you've got all these companies down, but like just nothing's coming out that has really forwarded the brand. Luckily, this past Christmas, they introduced Indiana Jones and The Great Circle, which gave them a huge boost. That was a huge boon for them. But, people forget so quickly. It's what have you done for me lately in the gaming sphere? So we're already past that. People aren't even talking about Indiana Jones anymore, even though it's awesome. They had a developer showcase or developer direct there the other day. And I don't blame you if you guys didn't watch all of this. It was like 4.5 hours long. That's too much. I don't have that kind of time to watch like announcement for games and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're too busy playing Walkabout.
Yeah, well, I'm
Mini
too
golf.
busy living my life to spend 4.5 hours watching a developer direct. But probably the most interesting news that came out of it is we had a stealth drop of a game, which in our modern technology with all these leaks, because we're going to talk about Nintendo leaks later, it's very rare that a brand new game will be announced and come out launch day with no news ahead of time. So I'm going to bring this up and see if you guys are fans of this series. Carl, you might surprise me. Nostalgia, I would imagine you've probably played this, but let me just bring it up. They actually did a stealth shadow drop for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, a remake of the original game. So I downloaded it. I played a little bit of it this morning. I was pretty impressed with the graphics. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. This is one I didn't play. I bought the first Ninja Gaiden on Xbox, and then I was like, oh man, that's really hard. And then I didn't go back to play it. I did buy this, but I bought it at later on in life at a flea market for like $2. So I already had it. But yeah, I started playing this today, and man, oh man, like, you know, for the people that are, you know, deep into the difficult games now and the soul style games, this will be right up your alley.
Yeah, I have actually never played this game, Mike. I didn't own an Xbox. When did I own my first Xbox? Xbox Series X. That was my first.
Okay.
That was my. Well, hold on, wait. That's not fair.
The S?
The X.
X, wow.
Series X. The one that just came out like 3-4 years ago, whatever it was. That was the first Xbox I purchased, I should say.
Yeah.
I did have a 360 in the house when I was growing up, but I'd never played it. I was a PlayStation guy, and I don't know if this came out on PlayStation, but in any case, I never played this game. But watching the trailer, it actually looks like they did a good job with the graphics and kind of the gameplay, the way it looks. So super interested in trying it. Mike, you've played this game?
Yeah,
the original.
No, I've played the new one. It was a stealth shadow drop yesterday.
Oh, like they literally released this game. It's already available. Gotcha.
Already available. So it's
Didn't
right
realize.
now free on Game Pass. That's why I grabbed it right away. I mean, I'm never going to complain about a free game on Game Pass. So yeah, I played it just like the first level a little bit today. And surprisingly, I played better than I expected to. Like I really struggled back in the day with Ninja Gaiden on Xbox. So I like went into this a little trepidatious, but yeah. So it's out on Game Pass right now for free. Anybody who has Game Pass, also available right away on PlayStation 5 too. And I think Steam, I might be wrong about that, but you can buy it or get it day one with Game Pass.
Interesting. So, Mike, is the gameplay more of like a hack and slash, or is it more of like an adventure game?
Oh, it's hack and slash. It's
hack and slash.
Very combat. It's made by the same guys, Koei Tecmo, Team Ninja, the same people that do like the Dead or Alive series. So there's like,
okay,
it's hard to explain. There's like fighting game elements and stuff, and like this boob jiggle physics, all that stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it is nice.
Michael, I do want to clarify, it's not free. You're paying for a subscription. So it's
okay, Carl, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
paid subscription.
Carl's right. You're just renting the game. So,
well, you're renting every single digital game you buy now.
yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a freaking problem.
C Marvel 360 says action adventure, so I'm sorry if that didn't get clarified. It's like a hack and slash with fighting elements. There is adventure elements. Think like God of War, just a lot more difficult.
More difficult.
Oh, so much.
Well, I
more
guess
difficult.
yeah, God of War wasn't really that hard.
Yeah,
that kind of holds your hand right through the whole game.
So there's a couple things about this that are really interesting. So the original Ninja Gaiden 2 on Xbox 360 had the blood and guts, but there was an improved version that came out for the PS5 that didn't have the blood and guts. The original source code was lost, so they basically rebuilt this game from the ground up with modern graphics and the best of both games' elements included. So this is like the ultimate version of Ninja Gaiden 2. That's what you're playing here.
Interesting.
And
it
it's
looks
fun.
Good. It does look good.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
It does look good. How long's the story?
I have no
you haven't beat it
idea.
yet?
I have no idea. No, I haven't.
I figured you just powered through the whole game.
No, I wish I had that
40
kind of
hours
time.
in over the last.
No, by the time it got downloaded, I had like an hour, a little less than an hour with my son with me while he was there, and we had to go pick up my daughter from school. So like I got very little done, but very impressed with visual performance, the way it played. But again, keep in mind, I already had Game Pass, so it was like free game. Like if I paid $50 for this, I don't know. Like I think this is a love letter for fans of the original.
Well, it looks good. Certainly looks good.
Looks gory.
Oh, it is. It is. There's special. If you knock down one of your enemies and, like, say you cut off one of his limbs, you can press the strong attack button to do a gruesome finisher. This is just such an awesome game. Look at those visuals there going, man. Honestly, I was very impressed with it. I think this is going to be one of those games I play. I don't think I'll finish.
Nice.
It's going to be too hard.
All right. Well, that's it on this one, Mike. What else we got on the docket for today?
Stop rushing me.
I'm not. I just don't even know. I just don't even know how to transition because I don't know what's on the list. So I got to pull up our thread.
Well, the reason why it was smart they bring this game out now because it gave players a taste. Because
we've already transitioned past this.
Yeah, Mike, we're way past this, dude.
Yeah.
This was that was so 10 minutes ago.
Stop fucking things up, fellas.
What are you doing? Where are you going with this?
Okay, hold on, because there's another trailer coming up.
And we're holding on?
Another trailer coming up that was showcased during the direct that we have to talk about. The reason why.
You see this massive disrespect? This guy, he just completely disregards the fact that we've both already moved on. He's just, he's just rude. Stuck. He's stuck in his ways.
Wow,
it's unbelievable.
He's a bastard.
Super unprofessional.
And a bastard.
No moral compass. It's ridiculous.
Hey, I know who my dad is.
Oh, okay. You're that.
Anyways, I want to bring this up. This is very smart. It's like what Nintendo did when before they introduced us to Metroid Prime 4, they went back and did the remaster of Metroid Prime 1 and got us a taste for that. So now everybody's longing for Metroid Prime 4. So the reason why I think they did that was because they were all going to be working in these world and with these assets, because also out of nowhere, they announced Ninja Gaiden 4, which is the continuation of this series. So this looked absolutely beautiful. This had all kinds of people talking in the console world.
I don't believe that person could fall from that height and still be alive.
Well, you're not a ninja. You wouldn't know. That's
fair. That is fair. This is also the first I'm seeing this. I don't know what this is.
Thanks.
It's Ninja Gaiden 4.
No way. I can't.
Thank you very much, B. Kirby. Carl, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all done now. You just took over it.
Well, all right. So, sweet Ninja Gaiden 4. Mike, let's go on. Next one. Let's go. We got to keep this. We got to keep this show moving. Otherwise, people are going to drop out. Let's go.
Yeah. Otherwise,
is that what P-Dub says?
P-Dubs might show up.
That's right.
You're trying to get done before he shows up, aren't you? Anyways, Ninja Gaiden 4 was the other huge kind of surprise announcement, and then the rest of the direct, Xbox just showed off like a bunch of games that we kind of already known about, like, you know, different varying levels of interest on that, but probably the one that I think I already knew about, but I was most interested in, and I think at least nostalgia will be here on this one, was Doom: The Dark Ages. Have you guys been following the coverage of this one at all?
Oh, Mike, you're not going to be happy with me. No.
Of course not. Of course not.
No.
Do you do anything, man?
I do very little. Very little. I don't do much. My life's like a little circle. I'm the hamster inside the hamster wheel. That's what I am. I'm just literally running in place.
Yeah, so this is going to be really super interesting. It's been a while since we had a new game, since Doom Eternal. This one, they're going back and doing some like fantasy elements, like Dark Ages and stuff like that. So I'm ready to play another Doom. Like whenever Xbox releases like an announcement for a good game, I'm kind of just like, oh, awesome! I have Game Pass, so it's I'm not thinking about, do I really want to spend like $80 on this? I already have Game Pass.
This is so embarrassing, Mike. I can't play these games.
Why?
I can't play these games. I can't play any first-person style game. Any of them. I get motion sick.
And you're the big VR guy, and you get motion sick.
I get motion sick on first-person. Yeah, when it's in VR, it's a little bit different because like you're fully immersed. But like with this, if I watch this and I can see that nothing else is moving, man, my brain gets scrambled.
Yeah.
I can't do it. The last first-person game that I was able to tolerate was like GoldenEye for Nintendo 64, and then anything past that, my brain just can't handle. I can't do it.
And that was
I gotta either like do some intensive therapy to just like put myself in a constant state of playing these games, or I just ignore them. So
You're a bit of a wuss, aren't you?
oh, way bigger than a bit. Way bigger than a bit.
Carl, you ever a Doom fan yourself?
Oh man, grew up on Doom. That's one of the first like LAN-based games we played. Played tons of Doom and the different versions. Love Doom. I once a lot of these games went into the 3D world. I kind of lost interest in it. Most of the games were 2D back then, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Doom is here to stay. I can pull up old Doom and wouldn't mind playing it. But yeah, I haven't played any. I hadn't kept up with the series over the years. But definitely a big fan. Now, is this Unreal, right?
Yeah.
I think it was an Unreal. Yeah, it was developed on the
Yeah.
Unreal
No, this
Engine.
convention that you were talking about, this developers thing, was it a Unreal developers?
No, it was Xbox Developer Showcase. So all the companies they went out and bought, like Bethesda is the maker of this company. Bethesda makes these games. So this is what Bethesda was showing off. Bethesda got a lot going on right now because they're also working on Skyrim 6 or Elder Scrolls 6, and they're also working on a new Fallout, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And then the company that was formerly Bethesda that used to work on the Fallout games, Obsidian, are working on, this was announced during the Game Awards, the outer, I forget what it's called, the Outer Worlds 2, and which is a takeoff of like that's the team that worked on Fallout New Vegas. So I love the Outer Worlds, the first game. So yeah, a lot of really fun stuff coming for Xbox Game Pass in the next little while.
This is not Unreal Engine.
No
ID Tech Engine. See, Marvel just mentioned it, and I also did just see the branding right when they had the screen up or the logo up. Yeah. So there you go. Maybe you should do your research, Mr. Investigative Journalist.
You didn't even know what we were talking about tonight. You son of a bitch.
I'm just saying, Mike, maybe you should just do your research before you come online.
I'm the only one who does
start
everything.
Spouting your mouth about all of these tech things and whatever.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyways, that was the big Xbox. There was other games and stuff like that, but those are the ones that I felt the most compelled about. Like Ninja Gaiden, when it first came out on Xbox, like blew everybody away. I didn't keep up with it again because I found it so hard, and there's some janky stuff with the visuals. Like you get some weird angles sometimes, which really impacts the fighting, especially where it's so dire at times. So that's why I kind of went away from it. But apparently, Ninja Gaiden 2 is the pinnacle of that series, but also really super hard. So there you go. A little bit more news. Don't know if you guys noticed this, but Quarter Arcades gave an update on Burger Time this week as well. So Quarter Arcades Burger Time, we got our first look video. Let me just bring up my Facebook. You guys excited for Burger Time? Talk a little bit about it while I bring it up.
Oh yeah. I saw that they're going to be making available in about a week's time now.
End of the month,
Yeah. So I did get an email from them, because obviously I've purchased things in the past. So I was pretty excited. Burger Time's a great game. The cabinet looks fantastic. So I'm excited to see this thing finally being available for those people who pre-ordered them. There was a pre-order, correct?
That is correct. You can pre-order, in fact.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Numbskull's machines. They're really well done. I'm not a big fan. Like I don't want to say I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm not like Burger Time is just not my generation. So
yeah,
I had never really played Burger Time until I was an adult. So this doesn't really appeal to me. I've never actually seen a real Burger Time arcade machine either in person. So this is like, it looks cool. I get it. I can understand the nostalgia behind it, and there's probably the majority of the people in the chat would be interested in this. It's just not a game for me. So I'm glad that it's out, but just not super exciting for me personally.
The Jan Man gifted 5 Super Game Room Dude memberships. Thank you, brother. I'm not. What does that mean when people gift those memberships?
So what happens is we have memberships to our channel. So instead of giving a super chat, they'll gift memberships. So basically, people get memberships to the channel the same as if they paid to jump on the channel.
Yep.
So if they go in after these are gifted, they can just get in without having to pay
For the membership, yeah. If we
Yeah,
had
so-
any membership specific
All right, well,
stuff,
take
I don't know.
advantage of
People
that.
set all that up.
Yeah, we got like emojis, and we used to do member only streams, but we stopped doing that because
19K
Mikey-
Fox ruined it for everybody.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, that's Burger Time. Honestly, I love Burger Time. I saw someone mention that, the screen angle looks rough on that. It's the exact same screen angle that's on Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Basically, that's the only difference with the cab. Yeah, all these cabs are like $250 for the regular quarter arcades, and then like the special ones, like I think Turtles was $299. Nostalgia.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah, this is one I'm looking forward to getting. I love Burger Time. It's one of my favorite games. Hope the controls are really good. Hope it plays really well. It looks absolutely beautiful. One of the most iconic and beautiful looking arcades, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these guys do a really good job with these cabinets. They're always true to recreate it the way the original was. The game, I've never heard of any of the gameplay not being stellar, and true to the real arcade with any of their cabinets. But the cabinet looks beautiful. It's a very nice, very attractive looking cabinet. And for people, we were talking about this a couple of weeks back. I mean, the price set of it's got to be something that you want to be able to collect, want to be able to showcase, want to be able to actually play, and not just a piece of art that looks pretty and looks authentic and looks, the way you remember it. It plays, and you can actually play it. So that's a lot of value, right? Nostalgia for that price. Because I mean, if you look at, we talked about My Arcade and all those little cabinets they make, and whether it's $50 or $60 or $75 or $100, whatever they make it, that's all plastic, and you know what I mean. It doesn't feel solid. These things has great weight. They're solid. They're made of real wood and real glass and real materials. They're beautiful cabinets.
Are you trying to insinuate that My Arcade quality is not at the same standard as Numbskull's machines?
Not.
Are you really trying to insinuate that? How disrespectful!
I'm saying that exactly. I love that pole position, but when you pick it up, it's like, is there anything in this thing?
It's made by the same company.
To float away.
My Arcade have their arcades made by the same company that make the McDonald's Happy Meal toys.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. Well,
I mean, it's like I said, it's literally like, does it even have enough components to even work? But it plays great, but it has no weight to it. It doesn't look like a real arcade cabinet. They just make up their own shape. You know what I mean?
But
I joined. Fantastic, and I'm impressed with the gameplay. I can't say that the presentation of it is spectacular at all, but the game plays absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I joined the rank of YouTubers who made pole position reviews, Carl. So I joined your ranks this past week.
I have to watch that. Okay.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like you go into it, and like you're doing certain things with it. Like you get it out of the packaging, and you're looking at the packaging, and you're like, it looks nice, but I almost sliced my wrist on all the plastic I had to reach through to get the cabinet out. Then you get it out, and you're like, well, this is junky. And then it feels even junkier when you unscrew the back to put the four double A.
You got to take out. You got to have a screwdriver to get into the battery. It's like, come on, what is this? We were back in 1972.
I have absolutely wasted my fucking money. But then when you start playing it, you're like, it's fun. Yeah. So I mean, that's the best way to say about it.
So they've had one good product in the last like 13, 14 years.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Yes. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well done, My Arcade. By the way, reach out to me, My Arcade, if you guys want straight up sponsorship. Let me know. I'll hook you guys up. I'll talk you guys through the roof. You guys will be the best.
I'm sorry,
company in the home arcade space.
Unfortunately, there's a gatekeeper in that space because you got to go through David McIntosh.
Damn it! I'm screwed then. That's
no
never
My Arcade
gonna work.
partnership for you.
Damn it!
All right, guys.
Maybe one day.
Email went out right before we started the show. Carl caught it. I caught it as well. New Wave Toys, we're going to talk a little bit about them because their Zoltar is now back in stock for people who missed out on that order. But check out all the fresh and new limited edition mini arcade stool designs. Some Dirty Donnies in here if you're interested in that stuff. But you got some Century stools. I think that's pretty cool. You got a Cubert stool. And yeah, you can see the rest of them.
You got the distressed stools where they give you 2 pieces.
The Survivor Series stools, yeah.
You got the duct tape, optional duct tape if you want to put them on or not.
No way, that's so funny.
That's on the side.
I know, right? I love that they
really
do that.
funny.
Yeah. So I did pick up one today. I got my email. So with tax and shipping, it cost me about $24. I just got the standard black. You know, I was thinking about the branded
distressed
one.
black one.
I just got the regular black one, the one at the bottom there in the center. Yeah.
Keep going down, Mike. Keep going down.
Yeah, I just got the one there in the middle, right there,
There you
right
go.
where your mouse.
Why would you get that one? That one sucks.
Yeah, you know, I have this nice little setup here and no stool. So I said, okay, I get a discount on it. And the shipping wasn't like when I bought that Slurpee cup and the little rugs, the shipping was ridiculous, but they obviously made adjustments because the shipping on this wasn't crazy. And so it was like $24. So, and it's gonna look nice, on my setup behind me. So I took advantage of the sale. But I wrestled with, do I get the cube or the 2 on the top with the little explosion? I'm not sure what those are. And the Century, whatever you said there, it must be a Canadian thing or something because I never heard of it.
You not know what Century is.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. So I was like, I'm not gonna get that. And the distressed ones, I thought about it, but my cabinets aren't distressed though. So I went with the newer, the brand.
Have you ever seen a track and field cabinet in the wild?
Yes.
Yeah, Century's right on the side, brother. It's an arcade company.
Yeah. And where I go, there's more than one cabinet. You don't see the size.
Mike, I don't know. You go to these rinky-dinky little arcades where there's literally one arcade machine.
You get to walk all the way around it and look at it and take pictures. That doesn't exist. We have arcades.
Yeah.
They're.
Yeah, that's
19K
why
Fox
so
did an
fond
interview. Hold on, what are you talking about? Who did Fox interview?
No, he said. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who Fox is. Fox, are you here?
I didn't even know Fox was still on YouTube.
Fox is YouTube, Mike.
That's true.
Now, what's the UV stools?
Oh, that's the Dirty Donnie specials. The 2 up here, the 2 with the explosions on them. Apparently, they're UV stools.
Yeah, well, if you shine a black light on them, they're gonna glow.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I probably should have got that now.
No, instead, you bought the boring ass black stool.
Look, man,
Carl,
once you go black, you never go back. So
I gotta ask you, Carl, what was the shipping like? What was your shipping like?
It was like $4.
That's not that bad. I saw someone else complaining earlier because they ordered something like 3 stools, and then they were like, "It's ridiculous. I got to pay $32 shipping." And I was like, "That doesn't seem that bad, actually."
Yeah, but if it's only $4, then just buy it 3 separate times.
Yeah. So I only bought 1 stool, so I don't know if it would have been $8 if I bought 2, but
yeah.
But it was only $4.
Anyways, I think Zoltar is the big exciting one. The stools, I gotta say, I do have one of the stools. I've got the one, the black one with, the company that did Dragon's Lair. What is that? What's the company that did Dragon's Lair?
iArcade.
No. I can't remember the
Digital Leisure.
No, not Digital Leisure. The original company that did them. I've got that stool at home. Cinematronics. Thank you very much, Fret Burner. I got a Cinematronics stool from New Wave Toys, and it is super high quality. These things they do not mess around. Very good quality material. I don't have it anymore because my daughter saw it, fell in love with it, took her for her Barbie dream house, so she has it now. But I've got one of these stools, and they're really, really good quality products.
Yeah,
all of their stuff is really good, man.
Yeah,
they don't put out crap product like My Arcade does.
Call me, David.
Guys, I've been looking for some figurines to go into my arcade, and man, that's been an adventure. It's like these things are so costly, and they want to, and they want to sell the the bodies with no heads, and then you got to buy the outfits. I'm like, this is too complicated. I just want a figure.
Get
So
Ricky,
I'm
$99, 26 pieces.
That is an excellent deal. Do
Yeah.
you recognize the piece to dollar ratio there? That's incredible.
Yeah,
It's
and
insane.
compared to what I've been seeing, I may just have to go ahead and get this guy because the prices for all these other things are ridiculous.
I love this stuff, like the arcade atmosphere, timeout, all that stuff they're doing. I know it's not a big thing for everybody. The only thing that sucks is like, I wish I lived in the US or we were the 51st state already. Even if we were the 51st state, I think shipping would still
Or
suck.
you can make your own.
Yes, that's true. You can, but I love that their level of nostalgia goes past the machines and pays homage to the places that had them. So, like, you hope that this is successful. They do like an Aladdin's Castle and some others, arcades synonymous with history.
I like our level of nostalgia.
Our level of nostalgia. Yeah, James says just buy a Barbie, Carl, same size.
They fit.
Yeah.
There's a ton of like really sweet 12-inch action figures
You know
can
what?
buy.
I mean, the girl we have boxes,
And that doesn't make
the
you feel
girls like
weird,
the
nostalgia?
Hudson dolls or Ken
Feel
dolls.
weird about what? Buying a bunch of Barbie dolls?
No, like, sizing something around 12 inches. Like, that doesn't
Oh,
make you feel
it
less than a
certainly
man.
does, but pretty much anything bigger than an inch makes me feel uncomfortable. So I had to learn to live. I'd be afraid of everything if I couldn't figure out that fear.
Yeah,
speaking
People are
of
saying
Barbie,
the shipping was pretty reasonable on this, $5 shipping.
yeah, it was under $5 for me for something. When you guys talk about Barbie, I remember when my daughters were young. One time I came down in the basement, and these Barbies were just all over. It looked like Barbie and them had a party. They had a blowout party. They were just all drunk all over the place. That's what they looked like, all scattered all over the basement. I'm like,
Yeah.
what was Barbie and Ken them doing last night? They had quite the party and tore up my basement.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, I got something else I shared with you guys earlier. This has been making around.
We're not going backwards. Wherever we already covered. We covered. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not going backwards, Carl. This is a new topic. We're going back to consoles, though, but this is a new topic. So I just wanted to share this. I shared this in the chat earlier. All the news all over the internet every single day. RGT85 has a new Nintendo Switch video. So we got to do some Switch 2 coverage. This week, a website, where is it? Newegg, apparently, revealed some information. Some other ones did as well about Nintendo Switch 2 game leaks. Apparently, we're getting a new 3D Mario. I'm sorry, I gotta say that right, which we knew that from the original leak. But the interesting thing is we're not getting a new Legend of Zelda game at launch like a lot of us thought. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 or what is it? Tears of the Kingdom was only like a year ago. Yeah, it was only like a year ago. So that's off. But they're saying a Legend of Zelda remake is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in 2025.
The wording of that is important, Mike.
Yeah.
It says remake, not remaster.
I know.
Any guesses?
I do have so many guesses. Like, remake is such a difficult word because, like, I have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I just got it for Christmas. I put it off getting it because I am probably one of the biggest original Final Fantasy VII fans in the entire world. And I'm very interested in playing anything and everything Final Fantasy except for a remake because I don't like them fucking with it. I wanted a remaster of Final Fantasy VII, just really good graphics. So the remake thing really drives me nuts, but I'm going to play through it anyways. So as much as I'm excited, I'm also a little bit anxious. Like, can you imagine them doing a remake of the original Legend of Zelda game, except it's in like 3D
Wait,
graphics?
You're talking about like the NES?
Yes.
Like the original Zelda 1?
Yes.
No. That'd be a terrible decision.
But not in 3D graphics. I think there's a possibility what we might see, probably the easiest to do. My favorite game of all time. This is why I worry about remake. This would be more of a remaster because remake is something completely different. Like, some people are mentioning A Link to the Past. Like, I think A Link to the Past is the perfect game. I would love to see a remaster. I don't know if I want a remake. A remake, could be wild.
Yeah, see, I'm going a completely different direction than you, man. I'm thinking Ocarina of Time. And the only reason I think that is because then it gives them the ability, if it's successful, to come back and do a Majora's Mask. To do like a sequel remake as well. And I think that'd be pretty good because they've done Ocarina of Time on so many different consoles. They did it on the N64, obviously, when it was released, and they did the GameCube. Then I thought you could buy it on the Nintendo Wii Shop. Maybe
Wii Shop, Wii U Shop.
Wii U Shop.
It's been on every single
they did it on the
console.
3DS.
Yeah.
They did it on the 3DS. But if they were able to actually like remake it with higher end graphics, I think that'd be pretty good.
They did that on the 3DS.
I mean, like, even further. Yeah. Like, take it further.
So what a lot of people are stating, and James is stating as well, the idea is people are thinking it's going to be Wind Waker.
Wind Waker would be a good option.
I love Wind Waker.
Wind Waker would be a really good option. Waker.
Hated it when it first came out. Like a lot of people, like I don't think any of us expected a cell shaded game. I think we were all thinking like it was going to be a better looking version of Ocarina of Time, which technically we got with Twilight Princess. That was the game we were all expecting. So yeah. I think Twilight Princess was an answer to the negativity towards Wind Waker. But Wind Waker, such a beautiful game. Those cel-shaded graphics hold up so well, and it's just really fun.
It is a good game. It's actually, I'd say it's probably one of the best, like top 5 Zelda games that have ever come out.
Yeah, yeah.
It might even be top 3. It might even be top 3.
So what a lot of people have been waiting for, the rumor has been forever that we were getting a Wind Waker Twilight Princess dual remaster release for Switch that never came. So it's always going to be prominent. There's all that stuff. I don't know what it could be. I'm just excited, man. Like anything coming up about new Legend of Zelda or remakes or any of that stuff, I'm never not going to be excited about a Legend of Zelda, except for the time they did, what is it? What was the last one they did where you play as Princess Zelda? What was the name of that game?
The Echoes of what is it?
Echoes of Wisdom. Echoes of Wisdom. And that even ended up being awesome. Like there's just no bad Zeldas. Even outside of the Philips CDI, there's no bad Zeldas.
Yep. I got to answer this question for a tool. He's asking me what my top 3 Zeldas are. That's tough. I don't know which one takes the top spot, but I'm going to say Breath of the Wild is in the top 3, Link to the Past, and Ocarina of Time. Those are my top 3, I think. And it's challenging because I feel like I could swap them pretty easily with some of the other titles. Zelda games are just all good. They're all good.
All amazing.
And so good. Except for that Triforce Heroes game. That game's
game can suck ass. Yeah, so for me, Carl, you a Legend of Zelda fan? Do you want to jump in on this? What are your top 3? You're on mute, buddy.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I haven't played Zelda since the original Zelda.
Yeah.
So no, I've not kept up with Zelda at all.
I love all of them, but if I had to pick my favorites, and this is going to be such a basic bitch answer, but it's Link to the Past, number 1, 100%. Number 2 is going to be Ocarina of Time, and number 3 is the original NES Zelda. That's the way I go. Number 4 is Link's Awakening, and then number 5 would probably be Wind Waker. Like I'm very basic in this. Like I like the older Zelda stuff first. I don't like Majora's Mask that much. Everybody loves Majora's Mask. It drives me crazy.
The only reason I pick Ocarina of Time over Majora's Mask is 100% because it's the first. It was like the first Zelda game I ever played, and I just got lots of nostalgia for it. But it's an incredible game either way.
Imagine it's a remaster of Adventure of Link on the NES. That would be badass. That game is a lot better than it gets credit for. It's just so misunderstood. There were so many good NES games where Nintendo were like, we can never do the exact same thing with a sequel. We have to go so different, right?
Yeah, and then they did that side-scrolling
Zelda was good. The only thing that was really bad about side-scrolling Zelda was the difficulty ramped up so much when you went through Mount Doom. Like it just turned a lot of people off. It was just so hard.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's a tough one. It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for the Switch too. I'm gonna try to get a launch console. I'm gonna As soon as they're up for pre-order, I'm going straight for it. And I did the same thing with the Switch. When the Switch came up, I pre-ordered everywhere. I got pre-orders at Walmart. I got pre-orders at Best Buy. I got pre-orders on Amazon. I got pre-orders at GameStop. At the time it was EB Games. Anywhere that had them, I was just like pre-order. And I was like, I'm going to get one. One of these will ship. Even if they cancel my order at 2/3 of where I ordered, as long as one of them ships, I'm happy. And then with the Switch, I ended up with 9 Switches on launch day. Seriously, I had a photo of it, and they all came, and I just like stacked them on my dining room table. And I had 9 Nintendo Switches, and then I ended up just like reaching out to a couple buddies, and I was like, "Hey, did you want one?" And then I sold it to them, and then the rest I just shipped back. But
yeah, ship back. Tried to
scalp them. No, I never did. I never did that. I never scalped any of the consoles. I never did.
So we had Scarlet like days before the Nintendo Switch actually came out, and I'm a no pre-order guy. Like I never used to pre-order anything. I'm a pre-order guy now because you have to, but like I would go out of my way not to pre-order things. So the Nintendo Switch came out. The day of was like 3 days after. 3 days after we got home from the hospital with Scarlet, and I didn't even have money for it, nothing. And I was just sitting home, and like I was watching people online talking about playing like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. And I was just like a addict with an itch. And then Lara was like, "Hey, do you want my debit card to go buy yourself a Switch?" And I was like, "Thank you, love you, see you." God. And I went to Walmart and I got one, no problem.
Yeah, I remember, man. Yeah, the pre-orders make things so much easier if you can get one. I remember when the PS3 came out, and at the same time the Wii came out, right? I think it was the Wii and the PS3 came out in the same year, or like within like, I don't know, 8 to 10 months.
Yeah,
of
the
each other
Wii, I did a wait in line at Walmart to get. PlayStation 3 we couldn't get here. Like there was so few PlayStation 3s that actually were on the market.
Yeah, I was working at Walmart when the PS3 came out, and I remember our store got allocated 3 consoles. 3, and we only had 2 Walmarts in our city at the time. Now we've got like 9 Walmarts, but at the time, the 2 or 3 PS5 consoles, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "This is one of the highest, going to be one of the highest demand consoles that is released in years," and you sent 3, like that's the shortage.
Oh, they really had problems with shortages on that.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's what happens when you make a system that's shittier than the Xbox 360.
That's right. Well, it outsold the Xbox. Did it?
No, it didn't.
No, the Xbox 360 definitely outsold it, but it was way better than the Xbox.
No,
fuck Xbox 360, man.
360 was a better console overall.
No, it sucked. It was bad. It was bad, and Xbox is bad now, and they're just PlayStation's where it's at, bro.
No, PlayStation is where it's at now. I'm all in on PlayStation. So
one thing I don't like about the PlayStation is it doesn't have like a HDMI out, type of thing.
What?
Like the Xbox has, you can hook up a HDMI in.
Oh, gotcha.
To put Fire Stick or Google TV or something on it.
I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, with the Xbox you can, but not with the.
I remember with the Xbox One that was a big thing. It was like, so we're gonna have all this stuff in, because the name Xbox One came from the fact that it was gonna be an all-in-one entertainment center.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know if there was still an HDMI in on the Xbox Series X. I'd have to take a look.
It's on the S, so I assume it is on the X.
Interesting.
I don't think it is. I don't think there's an input on the Series X.
Check it out.
I have one here. I'll check it out after. But yeah, I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure that they only have. It's treated as a straight up console. You can't plug anything into it.
All right. So really quickly, they're also saying that Nostalgia. You said this last time. The new Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is not going to be a game available for the Switch 2. It's only going to be for the Switch. It looks like it is going to be available for the Switch 2. New 3D Mario.
I said the opposite. I said I think it'll be a Switch 2 title, and will only be a Switch 2 title.
Oh, interesting. I think they have to go cross-platform on that. They do this every time they release something. Like we've had it mainly with Breath of the Wild was the last time. They've done it a bunch of times, so I think it'll be both. New Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda Remake Remaster, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition will be, I think, on both. And new Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't know what that is. So
yeah, that's the new Pokemon Legends game. You know the Legends Arceus game that came out? No, whatever.
Anyways, I don't play the Pokemons.
It's an interesting take on Pokemon. I like that series. But I actually saw some. I don't know if they're true, but I saw some posts about people saying that there was maybe a leak for new Smash Brothers.
That's another rumor as well. So a new Smash Brothers coming up. Like I've been telling my wife, like we know what's coming. Like don't expect a new Kid Icarus. Don't expect a new Punch Out. Like I think we can rule those out. Don't expect the new Star Fox. Don't expect like anything like that. But there's titles that you can expect. So I've already told my wife, get ready for the new Animal Crossing. That'll be year 2. Get ready for the new Smash Bros. That's going to happen. All that stuff is going to happen.
Other mainline franchises are going to be coming.
Somehow there'll be another fucking Pikmin. No Kid Icarus, but there'll be another Pikmin.
Well, they're probably going to do what's that other game with the paint rollers? Splatoon is a big one for them, and the ARMS. I think ARMS was reasonably successful. You remember that one? That boxing one?
It was not reasonably successful.
I thought it was reasonably successful.
No.
Because they implemented that character in like a whole bunch of different things. Maybe they were just trying to push it. I don't know.
They were trying to push it. This was supposed to be a new thing for them. So, yeah. There's been sort of quasi rumors about a new Mario paint. I wouldn't hold your breath on that just because you saw a mouse thing going with the controller.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can see somebody saying F-Zero. No, they took Captain Falcon, put him in Super Smash Bros., and that's all the F-Zero you're getting.
Yeah. Don't anticipate anything really crazy there.
Yeah, that's it, Mike. What else we got on the docket? What else is on our thumbnail that we haven't talked about?
I know we talked about everything on our thumbnail, and I think we covered everything we meant to talk about. Let me just double check here, guys.
We'll just sit here in silence awkwardly.
No. There is one last thing. This is more for me and you, Nostalgia. This is something that was announced on my show this past Monday. So the Iconic Arcade is available in Canada.
No kidding.
Yep. Kevin came on from Spreetail, and they automatically updated it. It's a little weird to get into. I showed on my show. I think it was Wednesday night, but let me just show this. So when you go in, it's funny because so many people wrote me afterwards, and they were like, "How do I order this?" But you go into the main website, and I'll just bring it up here now. It's really, really strange how they did it. So share screen. My screen is kind of fucked up right now, so I'm going to have to share, bring it up. I'm going to reset it and see if this works. So you go in and you select your region. We're Canadian, right? So you assume you go into Canada, and that's where you're going to find it. But or did they fix it? They fixed it. It wasn't showing up like this the other day when you went into Canada. It went to Region USA. They're still doing it when you go into Region USA. It goes to. So you got to go to Region USA to actually get it. But you can now go in and pre-order it. Like if you wanted to get a Street Fighter 2 Alpha machine, price is $1,000. And you can do a partial payment for your pre-order. And if you order it before May, I'm told, you get free shipping. And you know how much, like, when you order direct to consumer from Arcade One, how much it costs.
It's expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever ordered directly from Arcade One Up was risers, and they were stupid expensive, even for the stupid boxes of risers.
Yeah.
Did we have to pay for shipping on the Pro series? I don't recall.
Yes.
I think you have to pay shipping on everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I got lucky because as soon as the Pro went up, there was a glitch and my shipping was only $14. I was like, well, that seals the deal. I'm getting it.
So to confirm, even in Canada, if you order it before whatever that deadline is, you get free shipping.
Free shipping. Yeah.
Wow.
So you look at it, that's $300 savings. Now, if it comes to retail, I can't guarantee what the retail price will be, but obviously there's no shipping with retail.
That's fair. That's interesting. I really think I hope he does well with this. I hope John does well with this. The machines look really good. Mike, I think the artwork on the original Street Fighter, not the Alpha, the original Street Fighter is stellar, and they couldn't have gone with a better design. Personally, I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
I really do like it. I really do like it. So I know I'm giving you a hard time, but honestly, I really do like the Street Fighter 2 artwork that they did.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because quite honestly, the original artwork for Street Fighter 2 is kind of boring. It's kind of boring.
No, I'm fair with that. I don't say that they have to stick with the original just sticker on the side. I just don't like the sideways Street Fighter was my big problem with it.
You're a big whiner though. So
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. I was
You are
online
a big
crying
whiner.
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, no, I think these machines look really freaking good for what they are, and
Yeah.
I hope they're successful. I would love to get my hands on one and play around with it. I'm curious to see if the buttons feel better than the arcade one-ups. I know we're being told that they're going to be better, and they're
Well, they're not
Sam or
better
whatever
currently.
clone.
They're not better. What was in there currently was poo poo caca.
Oh, that's
So
not good.
yeah, poo poo caca, I think, was the official term they used. So
That's all right. It looks beautiful.
I think
It
there's
looks wonderful.
some kind of level of not understanding. Like whenever an arcade one-up cabinet comes out, people say the buttons aren't very good, and then arcade one-up hears, oh, we got to go with official commercial grade buttons. We can't do that. So then there's a loss in between where they don't hear the statement. Just use the buttons AtGames used. They're really good. That'll be fine.
There are so many clone buttons that you could buy. There's so many clones that you could pick up. The problem with what Arcade One Up did is they went with literally the cheapest clone, the junkiest, the worst possible clone that had the worst micro switches, that felt terrible. The springs in them sucked. They could have just like spent an extra 1 cent more and then probably increased the quality by 70 or 80%.
Yeah, no one's looking for commercial grade on this iconic arcade or arcade one up. Even if you're listening, anybody that's starting a home arcade company, no one expects you to do commercial grade. We just expect it not to be really shitty. So
I want it to feel like you're pressing a fucking bowl of Jello. Like you want it to actually have some feedback.
Yeah. Carl, you got something you wanted to bring up there?
Oh, I'm just saying for the record, no, I didn't pay any shipping on my Pro.
Yeah,
it was free.
Nice.
Paid $60 in taxes, Michigan state, but no shipping on that.
Now, Carl, you're a fan of the big arcades. Like you bought the Pro, like me. I was kind of shocked because we were in Ottawa at the time, and we jumped on Super Game Room Dudes, and I found out you had bought it too, and I was like, oh my god! So it was kind of a surprise to me. Are you gonna be getting this Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter Alpha? You think?
You know, I have the big blue.
Yeah,
I have the original Street Fighter. I don't need another Street Fighter. So, and you know,
let me just throw this out there for you, Carl. Let me throw this out there, just as an idea. Sell the original Street Fighter. Sell Big Blue. You might get close to what you need to buy this. If not, maybe more. I don't know what they're selling for in the US on the secondary market. And get one of these.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, my original Street Fighter has a Pi in it, and so I can play all those games. I can play every game that they had listed on there.
You could, but it's in a really shitty form factor. So what you could do is you could take your image, put it to the side, sell that shit, and with it modded, you probably get more money. Mm-hmm. Then you get this new cabinet that's bigger, more better looking, badder, got a Pi 5 in it, got a bigger screen, and then you put the same image on it, and you're like, let's rock and roll.
You can't put the same image on it. It's a different image. I'm imagining
Pi 3 versus a Pi 5.
Yeah, and even the Pi 4, you can't use the same image. They all use different images.
And then I would want to get a Pi 5 with bigger than a 2 gig memory. So yeah, it doesn't for me. It just doesn't make sense to do. Again, I haven't sold any of my products. And my original Street Fighter, real coin door, things decked out, custom, riser. So I wouldn't.
It's hard to argue with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Now again, the beauty of it is with this unit is as much money as I put into mine to get it this way, you pretty much almost get that same thing for a fraction of the cost. So that's the beauty of it. Even at, in your case, $1,000. In our case, it's $700. And again, I never even. See, people talk about the cost. I never even bet an eye at customizing my Street Fighter. You know what I mean? To put the Pi in, to put the custom riser, to put the coin door in, to put all the things that I put into it, because it's the way I want it to be. And and there's, you can't put a price on getting something that you want in your own home. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely would put a real door in that iconic arcade cabinet if I was to do that. I think about the selling that the Big Blue, because I never touch Big Blue. If I'm going to play Street Fighter, I play it on my original one. You know what I mean? I got the Big Blue because I thought I would play online, but then I came across people like To Die For and stuff like that. And
it's no fun. That's the problem with like even the Marvel cabin stuff like that. Like you want to go and play online, but you want to play online with people that are around the same level you are, right? But you get on there, and then there's people hitting you with like Justin Wong level skills, and you're like, hey, fuck off. This is like my first game. So there's ways they can implement like connections online. I always said like I want to only see friends or only see friends see me. And I think there's ways to set that up, but I got a Capcom Deluxe downstairs, Carl. We can play online together if you want. I'm not that great at Street Fighter. So yeah.
He's actually really bad at Street Fighter.
Well, I'm better than P-Dubs, but
that's fair. Yeah, but most people are better than P-Dubs anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think Jamie,
I feel for that. We'll get on and play together, Michael B. And
I'm not asking you to buy something. I'm just saying we'll do it.
I went out and I used Nostalgia's affiliate link and everything, and got all these things, and it just never materialized.
I've played Walkabout Mini Golf with you. I have played. We have been together.
The last time we played was on NBA Jam.
Was it really?
That's fair.
We played Killer Instinct together. Me and you did.
We did.
Yes, we did.
We may have.
We may have. You beat the shit out of me because you played as this friggin' wolf, and you were just like, ah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Jamie Locken has you figured out. By the way, the reason why you won't buy any big arcades anymore, you're only buying the small stuff now, is it's easier to sneak downstairs so your wife doesn't see.
Yeah, I mean, of course, she already told me I can't buy any more cabinets down here. I would have to get rid of something before I can add something, because then she would notice a new one here.
Well,
even when I change it around like this, right? I got the cabinets behind me. It's like,
yeah.
Hey, where did those come from? I'm like, they just rearranged, lady. Go back upstairs.
I think that's a natural thing in this hobby, anyways. Like so many people try to make it you seem like you're this villain if you sell off like one of your arcades. You're like, yeah, how could you ever let it go? You never loved it in the first place. But like things change. You got to move stuff out to bring stuff in. Even people who collect classic arcades do this. They'll let go of something they're very passionate about, but they're like, I need room because I want to bring something else in, change up the lineup. So, Nostalgia, I noticed you did. I'm considering selling my iArcade again now. I still haven't done the mod. I'm going to mod it first and double check. But one of the big things about it is the reason I got this mainly was to play gun games with my Sin did. But now where I ended up setting up this stupid TV setup, I'm actually going to get one of Retro Lizard's gun boxes and use it on that instead. So I don't really need the iArcade. And then plus I need room for Glenn's, big multicade coming in. So you got to do a shuffle sometimes.
But Michael B., I will caution you, it's still better to have that PC that you're getting in a dedicated cabinet if you can, because I have it on my TV and then I just don't want to share my TV. You know what I mean? So
I'm not sharing my TV. I got a TV in my office here with a pedestal in front of it that is an arcade technically, right? Yeah.
And that's where you can put the gun. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't share with. It doesn't work out well sharing with your PC. Or with your TV.
I'm already having lots of problems with those. Like, for example, I bought my wife an Xbox Series S around Christmas time last year because she loves playing online and playing like Disney Dreamlight Valley and stuff. But the problem is she didn't let me set up her account, and she started playing Dreamlight Valley under my account, and now she can't go back and transfer it to her account. So I can never play Xbox because she's always on my account.
I always get notifications that Mike is on Xbox. I'm like, this guy doesn't do anything but play Xbox, apparently.
No, it's her. She's always on Dreamlight Valley. She's like getting some minerals, and I got to go make this fish dinner for Ursula.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We're done.
We're out of here. We're a memory.
Far too long. We're only supposed to be live for an hour and 18 minutes, as per P-Dubs. And here we are, Mike. Every time you run the show, you make us run.
Well, we've held on in hopes that P-Dubs would show up.
He didn't.
Yeah, sorry guys. We tried. We really tried. But he said he's got some important family stuff to do, so hopefully he's okay.
Hey, he got 3 rounds in the love session, so you can't complain there. Got more than he bargained for.
He definitely had enough time to have sex at least 15 times, but I don't know what his refractory period's like. He seems like he'd be a slow refractor. Quick finisher, but slow refractor.
We got Jamie Loken asking a question about My Arcade. My Arcade is the best in the business. They make the highest quality products. And
good sturdy
if
plastic.
you are, what's that?
Good sturdy plastic.
That's right. And if you are just getting into the home arcade space, you want to invest most of your money in the iArcade product line.
And you can sneak it into the house very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just crush it up because it'll just collapse on itself, and then bring it into the basement and then super glue it all back
And
together.
if your wife picked up the package at the door, she'd be like, "Oh, this must be a gift card."
That's right.
You know, and she'll
It's
never
so light.
suspect it's the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
Guys, after this, go check out Brooklyn Menace. If you're into virtual reality stuff, he's dropping a video on Arcade Time Capsule 3.0. So you might want to check that out. And also, P-Dubs. I think Galaga Guy does a stream every Friday night as well. So I think Galaga Guy is going to be live after this doing his show with him and his wife. And they do like the drinking and stuff like that. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Thank you for hanging out with us. I apologize. It's not the same without P-Dubs, I know, but hopefully we kept you somewhat entertained. Unfortunately, due to the fact he couldn't make it. Carl, take us the fuck out of here.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. We love you. And stick around because Michael's probably not going to hit the end live button. So it's probably going to be some
Apparently,
extra
P-Dubs is going live right after us for his own show.
Yeah, I
So
believe
there may be
that.
some extra
I believe that 100%.
members only things that could happen unintentionally at the end of this show. So thank you for watching. We appreciate you. And until next time, guys, we'll see you.
Look.
Is he coming in?
I don't know
Wait.
if he's coming in or if he's starting his own show. I'm not sure. If he's coming in, it's just to talk about his own show. Guaranteed.
And we already hit the end stream button.
It's done. Sorry, P-Dubs. You're
We'll
not a part of the
see you
Super Gamer Dudes anymore, I guess.
The next one.